transform a room that looks like this into something like this. So, let me tell you about this photo. Itong room po na to, punong-puno po siya ng supplies. Iba-ibang supplies, craft supplies, art supplies, office supplies, school supplies. Tapos nakatambak na po siya lahat dyan. And books and toys, old and new. So the client called me and she said she needed help with this space. She wanted to transform the space and to make it into a place where you can do homework, crafts, and gift wrapping center. So we worked together for several days on this room. So hindi po ganun kabilis. So we decluttered, we remapped items, and we bought some containers and furniture. And so we got the items that we needed to meet the desired goal of the space. So again, this is the after. So everything now has a proper place, everything is labeled, and a lot of activities has been happening in this space. So supplies are easily found, used, and enjoyed. Everything is visible and accessible. And the kids of that time, ages 5 and 7, natuto na po sila kung ano po ang ibig sabihin maging organized. So basically, I help people organize and create systems in their space so that they can function their best. Tapos customize po ito sa lifestyle nila or personality nila. And this is why this is why I named my business Space That Works, because this is what I do. I help create spaces that work for people. So, how did I get into this business? Parang 10 years ago po, may nabasa po akong article on the Oprah magazine. It was an article about this woman na she was drowning in clutter. Tapos nahihirapan po siya, hindi niya alam saan siya magsisimula to fix her space. And then, ang dami po yung nawawalang gamit. So, she hired this professional organizer named Julie Morgenstern from New York City. So, Julie came in and helped her reclaim her space. Nung nag-umpisa sila, hindi niya makita yung carpet niya. Pagkatapos, nakita niya yung carpet niya. And then after that, the woman felt very light and happy and free from all the clutter. So, pagtapos ko nabasa yun, I had a light bulb moment. So, to make a long story short, I flew to New York and I stayed there for several months. And I joined an association of professional organizers and found my mentor there. And dun po ako nakakuha ng training. So how does working with an organizer work? So I always work with the client po. Hindi po siya yung parang, sige, bahala ka dyan, pagbalik ko, parang makeover show. Tapos na siya. So I always work with the client. So I help them sort, edit, declutter, remap, shop, and then I help them create systems that are easily maintained. I'm going to show you some best tips in a bit. So share ko lang po, ano po ba ang tangible benefits of having a space that is organized. So first of all, everything has a proper place. You can find what you need in a snap. Tapos meron din po tayong na tinatawag na visual count kasi the clutter is tamed. And then, ano naman po yung intangible benefits? Intangible would be inner peace, you know? At saka that feeling po na you took care of your surroundings or your life. And then also reduce stress. Tapos, also better relationships kasi po madalas may namimita ko ng mga mag-asawa, lagi po sila nag-aaway dahil sa clutter. Also, better health. Kasi po minsan pag marami pong kalat, mahirap pong maglinis, hindi po ba? Okay, so, ito po yung mga works po na before and after. So, the kalat there. Another one, and that's a closet, and this one, so filing po. So, yung mga clients ko po, iba-iba po sila. May mothers, meron pong mga workers. Kakatapos ko lang po with a project na I worked with a 7-year-old. Before we started to work, I asked her why was it that she wanted to work with me. And she said something like, I have too much toys, I have too much books, I have too much clutter, please help me. So, ang cute po niya. So, we work together. So, we're also working with a professional organizer. Para lang po siyang hiring a personal trainer to get you in shape. Kasi po parang when you have somebody there, an expert or a buddy to do it with you, mas mabilis po siya nagagawa. Okay, and so enough about me. Let me share with you the best tips I have if you want to start organizing your space. So before that, let's discuss lang quickly what is clutter, or as Tisha said, ano po ba yung mga kalat na yan. So defining clutter, clutter is really about postponed decisions. clutter builds in your space because ito yung mga bagay na you don't decide on. Example, meron po kayong pinag-lay sa inyo ng gifts, tapos hindi mo siya masyado type. Parang you just put it aside. Tapos parang weeks later, nandiyan lang siya. Tapos parang next year, nandiyan pa rin siya, tapos patungan na siya ng iba pang gamit. So be aware of these postponed decisions that start to clog your space. So sabi nga nila, clutter in your space is clutter in your mind. Okay. So ano po ba yung process of organizing a space? So meron pong pre-attack, which is scheduling, prep supplies, attack, sort things into categories, edit, rearrange, containerize, and finally maintenance. So quickly lang po, pag pre-attack, before you even do anything, you need to acknowledge that organizing your space is not gonna take, is not going to happen overnight. Kasi po yung mga gamit yung hindi naman po siya nag-accumulate ng 2 araw. Di ba? Usually po, years and years po yan. So you can't expect yourself to finish in a snap. So it is a process and it will take time. So hindi po siya makeover show na parang after na 30 minutes, okay na. So usually po marami po yung crew niyan. So remember, your things did not accumulate overnight, so don't expect to finish in a snap. Minsan po pag may ka-work ako ng client for one room, it takes us 1 to 2 weeks para matapos yung isang kwarto na yun. Although minsan naman po, 2 to 3 days lang, depending on kano karami yung gamit nyo. Tapos next po nun is, you have to take it like a real appointment. You have to schedule and block time for it. So, pag dumating po yung appointment na yan, you have to show up. You have to take it like a real schedule. So, hindi naman po kailangan na mag-block kayo ng 8 hours for 5 days straight. Although okay po yun para matapos kayo kaagad. Pero okay din na block less hours but keep it consistent. Kasi important po is that you keep the momentum. Tapos sa supplies po naman, syempre po, bago kayo mag-organize, kailangan po may supplies tayo. So, permanent marker, yung mga whiteboard markers po kasi minsan hindi siya sumusulat sa plastic, minsan kailangan natin sumulat sa plastic. Next po is the 3 and post-it. Lagi po kung gumagamit niyan. At saka yung 3 and post-it po, yan po yung may best adhesive talaga. Minsan po pag when I go to a client, they already have a different brand na sticky note. Naghahanap na po ako ng scotch tape for sure kasi hindi po yung didikit. Tapos next naman is bins or baskets and boxes na meron na kayo para dun yung isushoot yung mga isusort nyo habang nag-aayos kayo. Tapos next po, trash bags. Large trash bags, okay po yan. Pumili po tayo ng hindi masyadong nasisira kagad. Meron po kasi na sobrang nipis, punit siya kaagad. Tapos, or balikbayang boxes kasi minsan, pag naglagay kayo ng gamit sa trash bag, sira na yung trash bag. So, kung kunwari kailangan nyo, gagamitin nyo yung balikbayang box, use a packaging tape. Yung the scotch po is a very good one with the dispenser para hindi na po yung magsistretch tapos gugupitin pa. At least to, meron na siyang dispenser. Tapos, while we're at this, yung water, speaking, yung water po, kailangan nyo po to kasi minsan po, pagka nag-organize kayo, overwhelmed na po tayo, no? So, minsan po, water break, it helps po. Okay? So, yan po yung mga supplies that you need. So, saan po tayo magsisimula? Diba? Parang ang dami kong gustong ayusin, saan ako magsisimula? So, minsan po when I go with a client, marami siyang rooms na gusto i-organize. So, we just choose one. We decide to work on one. Tapos, doon po sa room na yun, I will start in one corner and just work my way around that room. So, kunwari, example lang po, yan, isang pader siya, or like 4 walls, choose one wall and finish everything in that wall before moving on to the next. Para talagang you really comb everything. Minsan po yung client ko, magzizigzag po siya inside the room. So I have to kind of bring her back. Okay, let's finish this before you move there. Para po, no stones unturned. So, now how to start sorting? Paano po ba mag-sort? Sorting really is about gathering like items with like. Okay? So, since you block time to organize, and prepared your supplies and know what to tackle na, mag-start na po kayo mag-sort. Actually, ako po, I really love sorting. I'm a master sorter and minsan po I go into a trance kasi parang sa super sort na parang okay, inisip ko, okay, this goes here, this goes there, this goes there. So, may time po na I was with a client, I said, I really love sorting. And my client said, well, you have found your calling. So anyway, you sort, basically there are general categories where all your things go into and you sort them into these categories. No? Example number 1, Jackie Lou said she's a sentimentalist. Yung mga memorabilia na yan, yung mga nakasiksik sa drawer, yung mga letters, mga cards, mga photos, yan yung mga memorabilia. So have a memorabilia box to keep always keepsakes. Maganda rin po na lahat ng family member merong tag-isang memorabilia box. Tapos, usually keep nyo po away ito from your active items kasi usually hindi naman po yan ginagamit. It takes up space po. So, keep it away from your active areas. Tapos, yung mga artworks rin po, di ba? Ang mga kids natin masyadong maraming artworks, iba-iba. So, you can also have an artworks box. You can also choose to display and rotate these artworks. You can use this Scotch reusable strips. As you can see, reusable again and again. So, okay din po yan. Tapos, supplies. Yan po, isa pong category yan. Lahat po tayo may supplies. Pag inopen po yung drawer nyo, may ballpen, may notebook, may paste, may scotch. Lahat po yan supplies. Bond paper, scratch paper, envelopes. So, lahat po yan supplies. So, i-gather nyo po yan and put it in a supplies area. So, lahat po tayo dapat may supplies cabinet. And then next would be hardware. Ito po yung mga batteries, measuring tape, hammer, nails, yung mga 3-on hooks na yan na okay siya gamitin kung ayaw nyo masira yung pader. And next po, and another category, electronics and gadgets. Mga cameras, mga cables, and make sure po to label the cables kasi minsan po nagkakagulo-gulo siya na hindi nyo na alam kung ano yung partner niya. Tapos, pwede rin nyo rin po ilagay siya sa ziplock para hindi masyado bulky. As Tisha mentioned, yung mga box na yan, kung hindi naman kayo madalas magbenta sa eBay, kailangan ba talaga itago yan? Minsan, pinamigay na nga yung Nokia na yan or yung old cellphone, nandun pa rin yung box sa bahay natin, di ba? Okay, next po is gifts. Yan, nakakalat din po yan minsan kung saan-saan. So, these are newly bought or the ones that you want to recycle. Have a gift cabinets or a gift container. So, pwede nyo rin po itago dyan yung mga gift wrapping and mga gift wrapping with the gifts kung meron po kayong space. Or if not, keep the gift wrappings with all the supplies.